Welcome to Day to Day Podcast. How you doing? I'm your host, Michael Butterfield. Day to Day Podcast is a podcast regarding your daily depression. I got one of my old school boys, like I say every episode, damn near. Lavar, how you doing today, Lavar?
I'm doing good. Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. And Lavar, can you just introduce yourself, your age, how many kids you got, if you're single or not?
All right. My name is Lavar Freeman. I'm 41 years old, and I have 3 boys and a girl. 3 boys and a girl. And I'm a blessed man today. I'm a blessed man today.
How's it raising a family of 4?
My first 2 kids are older. They're in college now, so that's interesting. That's an interesting concept. My 2 youngest, it's troublesome at times, but they 2 boys, rough house and don't seem to get along, but kind of expected.
I can dig it. I can dig that. All right, so this is a podcast about depression.
Yes.
So let's just get right into it. When did you realize your particular depression started?
Well, you know what? I think I had 2 seasons of depression. I had a depression series in high school. And that series of high school began like my senior year in high school. There was one point when I got injured playing sports.
Okay. What were you playing?
Basketball.
Okay.
Played basketball in high school, and a teammate injured me, during a practice. And so at that moment, like this slight feeling of depression came upon me. I don't think back then we realized it was depression, or it was like this phenomena of depression. But I went inside a shell. Didn't really interact with no one. Kind of just stayed to myself, kind of thing.
Like, so you're depressed because you got injured, but was it because you were looking forward to either the season? You were looking like, why do you feel you went into that show?
It was actually it was like the middle of season, and it was a major injury, and dealing with my knee. It was a major injury. I was looking, for colleges to expand and go forward in future. And I'm sitting there like, damn, middle of the season, particularly where schools are coming out checking out for the guys, and I have a major injury. And then it was only 2 seniors on the squad. It was me and another guy. Everyone else were juniors and a couple of sophomores. And so, I was like, damn, well, they about to take over the team. It's their team now. So I went into a slight depression just knowing, like, damn, I don't know if I'll be able to go anywhere now.
So that was your first time you actually knew. Did you know at that time that you were depressed?
No, I didn't know at that time. You kind of realize things when you get older. But yeah, that was definitely a season for me where I was like, man, what my future gonna be like?
Yeah, exactly.
And my first step out of that was like, forget it, and that's why I ended up going to the military. Was basically like I just gave up. I didn't even try to fight it, and I think with depression you have to fight it, because if you don't fight it, you lose out where you can be. Absolutely. What you supposed to be doing, so yeah, I didn't fight it, I just went the easy route, which to me was the military.
And you're 17, 18, obviously 18
yeah,
in the
18
military.
Years old,
but
18 years old, and it got so bad to at the basketball banquet, man, I just fell apart, crying. Wow. People was like, "What's going on? What you crying for? You had a good 4 years, Guy, Guy, everyone's trying to console me."
Which Guy was a coach / proctor / mentor in a sense.
Absolutely. And so I'm just like, I just fell apart, man, and it really hit me like, this is it. One of those things.
Got it. Hey, you didn't think about playing JC ball or anything like that? I'm done.
I thought about it. At the time, I think Coach Klein was the coach at Chaffee College, and he had hit me up like, come up, blah, blah, blah. And it got so bad to where, dude, I started smoking weed.
Okay.
And so for me, weed digresses me, meaning like, because I'm kind of a self-motivated person. I can get up and just go do what I need to do and carry on throughout the day. But I got involved with weed, man, and it digressed me where I didn't want to do shit no more. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was sitting around the house trying to figure out, okay, what's my next step? Because, I didn't have the fight to continue to play ball.
Got it.
And I believed I could have, but I just didn't have the fight in me.
Okay.
I just kind of gave up, because that was a desire of mine. At least play at the next level,
So that was the first time it hit you. You said it hit you 2 times.
Yes.
Okay.
Second time, I would say probably the last 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
Was married at the time, and some things that just digressed our marriage.
Got it.
And so, and I take full responsibility for my part in everything. So yeah, at that point, I went into a depression too. Not, this is someone I known since 7th grade. So it's like, it's not only
20 years plus, 30
yeah,
years, 30 years.
30 years, yeah. So not only just the marriage, but the friendship.
Got it.
So that my second stint of depression, it really threw me for a loop because I didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want the marriage to end. I didn't, I wanted my family. Despite whatever had happened, I wanted my family. And so this depression really, it really hit me. I'm gonna be honest, probably like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We had finally like really called it quits. And I was sitting on my mom's couch because we had went our ways at that time, and so I'm sitting there like, is this my life? 41 years old, sitting on your mama's couch, you know?
Yeah.
And so I lost it then, almost like how I lost it, my senior year. Just lost it,
Just to pause you real quick. So typically when you lose it, you're definitely emotional.
Very emotional. Okay. Very emotional. Not emotional in the outburst.
Yeah.
More internal, absolutely. But yet bawling, like crying. You know.
Pretty much the same way.
Absolutely. Sitting there, not trying to affect anyone else around me. Because I have a younger brother who's actually a junior in high school. I have a younger brother that's a junior in high school. So, he's there. He's in this room. My mom, she's in her room, and I'm on the couch, and I'm just sitting there like, this can't be it. This can't be it. And so from there, man, I took steps. It was like, okay, you just got to keep going. You got to. I was not gonna, give up and not fight.
So pretty much it just hit you. You being obviously chilling at your mom's house or whatever the case may be, but was it more that you're chilling at your mom's house, or the book to that relationship finally closed?
I think it was a little bit of both. It closing and, because at the time I needed to find a place.
Absolutely.
So I was like, okay, there's no way I'm a 41-year-old living with my mom.
Yeah.
So
my mom let me know.
I thought about it. I was like, I could be here for a minute and save some money, whatnot. But then I was like, no, I need my space. I like to be able to walk around freely without, So I think it was more or less that dealing with being with my mom. It's like I need my own space.
If you wanted to bump some Tupac out loud, hit him up.
I mean, walk around in my drawers. Something, I'm not gonna walk around in mom's house in my drawers.
No, I can dig it. Especially at this age.
Right. I mean, 41. I grew up. My great grandmother raised me, and so I've seen uncles, 40s, 50s, and 60s, pretty much live with her.
Oh, I see.
So, as a kid, that's what I saw.
Yeah. Now you're continuing the cycle.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it was more or less, I'm not living this.
Yeah.
I've seen this, this state of mind, and I'm not doing it. That really hit me. It just took me back to like my uncles or great uncles. They were my great uncles. Seeing them, and then seeing them die even prior to their mom, which was my great grandmother. They're dying living with her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah, this is not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen for me. I'm older. I have fight in me. And, like I said, it took me back to where I gave up. And I'm like, I'm not giving up on this one. You know, I got
Got
kids. Different story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, different story.
Absolutely. So all right, so you have the 18-year-old situation from high school going into the military, and then you have recently the ending of this long-term relationship.
Absolutely.
Right, which I'm sure just in a sense of being together, not.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you guys still communicate somehow, but in between then, have any other situations hit you where it has bothered you or you felt some type of depression?
In between, let me see. No, I think what happens to me in my state of mind is that it takes major events for me to fall into that.
Okay.
If it's something minor, it's meaning, you know, damn, I can't pay a certain bill or you know, whatever. Those sort of things doesn't draw me into a depression. Those things I try to figure out as far as like, okay, look, shit, I ain't got it.
1 + 1 2,
Right.
or shit, turn the lights on.
Right, you know.
Buy me some candles.
But you know what? Living by myself now, man, I didn't realize how empty that could be, man.
Bro, I've been doing that for 6 years. It's great.
Right,
But
right.
at the same time, when you don't have, I got a 7-year-old going on 8-year-old
Right.
son. When he's not here, like, whoa.
Right,
whoa, I
right,
can get me
right.
a dog or something.
Absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And I even thought about that, like, damn, but do I need a pet? You know?
Bro, I get it. Trust me.
No, but living by yourself, man, could be an empty feeling. I mean, sometimes, you know, I got a bed, but it's like, man, sometimes I'll sleep on the couch just for the hell of it.
Bro, you're speaking to the choir. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I saw that when I first moved in, man. I saw that as being like, damn, this could really take me somewhere.
Absolutely.
You know, really take me somewhere. So, you know, I ended up staying at work late just to be out,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not like a real social person. Never have been from high school to junior high to, you know, adulthood. I've never been like that real social person. Never been the person that just, hey, let's go to the club.
Yeah.
You know, just never been me.
Yeah.
So, and even being promiscuous, like, oh, let me just call a female to come over and spend some time with me, whatever. That's just never been me.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that used to be me, but fam, I don't even want that no more.
Right.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's
More than anything.
I mean, it's never been me, and so I believe. I mean, women, you know, I think they attracted to me. They they say whatever they say.
Oh, so you just believe that?
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
No, I feel it. All right. So, how often does I know it hit you 2 weeks ago, and that was a bad situation. But how often, on a reoccurring basis, during the span of the second, I guess your second depression situation, does it hit you?
Well, see, it was a 4-year process. It was a 4-year process, and so through that process, I often had those moments to where I'd be like, damn, it's ending. You know, it's coming to a close. You know, how am I going to do this? How am I going to deal with this? You know, how am I going how are my kids going to react? Because my thing was about them. Like,
how did they take it?
How are they going to take it? Are they going to go into a state?
How did they take it, though?
When the news broke to them, I broke the news to them that, you know, we weren't gonna be together anymore. My oldest was like, he didn't know what to think. He was just like, you know, he just looked like, okay, I don't know what to think. My youngest fell apart. You know, he was like, I don't want a stepdad. I don't want a stepmom kind of thing. So, yeah, he took it the hardest. My oldest, I think my oldest is like me. I mean, from he looked like me, he act like me. We both the same size, so pretty much twins. So I think he took it probably like the way I would. But my youngest, he definitely took it the hardest. My youngest being 11, so you know, the oldest being 14. So I think they took it the hardest.
My man said, "I don't want a stepdad."
Yeah, he out the gate.
Yeah.
Out the gate, he was like, "I don't want a stepdad. I don't want a stepmom."
Which I'm sure like hits you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I love my kids. I mean, to death.
Yeah.
To death. So it's like, I get it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I didn't want it either.
Nah.
I didn't want it. So
Got
it was like, okay, we can't figure this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Will and Jada's red table like, shit, we can't figure this thing out.
Yeah, I'm sure you were comparing like yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there was even a time where I sent her the clip like, look at this kind of thing, like, you can't figure this out.
She didn't fall for that shit though.
Nah. She was like, yeah, but that ain't how I'm feeling. Pretty much like that's not how I'm feeling. So I'm like, okay, cool.
So what have you done to fix any recurring depression? Like, what do you do? What?
I stay active. And meaning like now I'm dressed to go to the gym. I read. I've been reading. I've always read books. So I read. Try to find more work to do. Lately I've been calling my family up more often now than before. And
just a quick side question based on that. Like, do you feel that if you do get back in a relationship that that could lead somewhere, now that you're hanging out with your family a little bit more than the past, do you think that will continue, or you'll spiral back into being focused on that relationship?
No, I think I'll keep it as is because I don't plan on ever getting back married again.
Okay.
Yeah,
you said it now.
I don't plan
that
on
tough talk. That tough talk is so hard right now. boy, that tough talk.
I don't plan on getting married ever again. So whatever relationship I have, I'm that I think I would have to present that like, if this if you're looking for marriage, I'm just gonna be honest out the gate. I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for it. It's just right now, like, I'm just not looking for that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say never. But
I'm gonna say never. This is why, because Ebony was my second marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't believe in the baseball theory. 3 strikes. So I'm gonna take my 2 and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Well, you could get them walks and get on that first base. So. I hear you. So you will still continue to reach out to family.
Absolutely.
And you're being more active. So based on your particular situation, your recommendations to fixing your personal depression is staying active, reading. Anything particular you're reading, or is it just more?
Just whatever I have an eye for. It's I'm not going out to just read motivational things or whatnot. I'm a little bit in every genre. So it's I'm not specific. One thing I do early in the morning is I'll wake up and I'll throw on a YouTube motivational channel and just let it play in the background, while I'm doing whatever I need to do to prepare for my day.
Got it.
I play, those words in the background to something's gonna click in here in my mind to be able to, not only keep it pushing, but create some thought, some pattern, some invention, some something. Some
positivity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
like the Eric Thomas,
absolutely,
or any YouTube motivational speaker.
Absolutely.
That
I particularly like the ones that have a little piece of all of them in it.
Yeah.
That kind of, because what it does for me is like I said, it may be one person one day that says something, that clicks something in my mind, that keeps me going, keeps me pushing, and keeps me creative. Because I never known I was such a creative person until I became an adult.
Got it.
In high school, it was all about basketball, because it was all about sports.
The athlete.
Absolutely, So for me, that's what it was. But when I became an adult, I say probably in my 30s, I became that creative being. I'm like, where you come from?
Yeah.
Who are you?
It's been hiding.
Yeah. I kept it on. Like I said, I wasn't a social person in high school. I mean, I mean, you probably recognize I was always on the little rail by myself, unless someone else came over and started talking to me. That's how it was going to be.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I was always off on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as an adult, I'm still that way, And that could thrive from issues of my dad not being there, being raised by my great grandmother and not my mom, those things. So it's like, all that can thrive from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, I can dig that. So I know this is recently that, that the situation just happened, and I know you said 2 weeks ago. So if it continues to come back, all you're going to do is just pretty much stay on your pattern that you're doing right now.
You have to be consistent. I realized that last week, that stay consistent. Having that consistency enables you to not be stagnant. Once you stagnate, that's when depression thrives.
Absolutely.
When you're able to, and that's what it was. That my first week was like, you're not doing anything. You're not thinking about nothing. You're not reading. I didn't even go to. Prior to that, I don't think I went to the gym probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
Which is not normal for you.
Right. Yeah. It's not normal for me. At the minimum, I go at least 2 times a week. But I wasn't doing anything, and it crept up on me. And sometimes, as a human, you need those moments to be able to just break down. That way, you can get back up. Sometimes you can't be afraid of the breakdown. You just got to go through it and be able to, hopefully you got somebody in your corner that can push you through it.
I want to thank Lavar for coming in and giving us his background story in regards to depression. Once again, thank you for listening to this episode. My name is Michael Butterfield. If you have your own stories or your own opinions about the episode or any other episodes, please email day-to-day-podcast, day, podcast@gmail.com. Or once you get opportunity, please check out fuckdepression.net, FCKDEPRESSION.net. Hopefully I spelled depression correctly. If not, just Google it. But FCK at the beginning.net. Thank you for listening. Keep tuning in. We'll have more episodes coming in, and we're going to have some repeater episodes where the people that we interviewed beforehand will tell how they're doing right now, because it's been a year later, damn near, since launching the first episode. So once again, thank you for listening, and have a blessed day. Goodbye.